Present.
Thank you. Well, today is Thursday, July 21st, and we are here to receive the mayor's budget presentation. After the mayor speaks, the budget and related budget bills will be filed. Those bills will appear in the addendum to the City Council agenda for July 26th, 2022 council meeting. Mayor Curry, the floor is yours.
Good morning, Council President, Vice President, members of City Council. Appreciate you guys having me here again today. As I look around this room and I see elected officials, citizens, and pillars of the business community, I realize that occasionally we find ourselves with differing opinions on the policies of the day. But it is our love for this great city that brings us together to become one city, one Jacksonville. I want to take a moment and acknowledge my wife Molly, who's here today. She doesn't get to many Molly doesn't get to many of these budget addresses because she's handling all the kids in the household and jobs and involvement in the community. But I just want to say, Molly, the past 7+ years, which includes campaigns, all the ups and downs with being in office, thank you for just being the rock through it all. And it's all been worth it for us and our family, but thank you, Molly. Together, council members, we've made significant gains. In fact, our city has never had stronger finances than we do today, and I'm going to demonstrate that this morning. Each year, a privilege of serving as mayor is the presentation of our balanced budget for the year ahead. However, this one, as it's my final budget presentation, it really is bittersweet. Headed into my final year as mayor, I've taken the opportunity to reflect on the last 7 years. Together, we successfully managed uncharted territory due to a global pandemic in very challenging economic conditions. This forced many city governments to declare a financial state of emergency. But here in Jacksonville, we not only survived, we thrived because we stood together, united for our city's future. Every year I have said that budgets are about priorities. And this morning I'm here to show you those aren't just words, those are promises kept. The charts in front of you demonstrate our historic progress and that we have paved the way for future generations and administrations. In this year, because our neighbors are facing the sting of inflation and because we have built such a strong financial position, I believe it's time for the first property tax cut since 2007. A reduction of 1/8 mil to the current property tax rate. In 2017, with a vote of the people by referendum, we closed city pension plans to new participants and established a dedicated revenue source in the future to fully fund those obligations. Without this pension reform initiative, the city's annual contributions to pensions would have severely constrained our ability to fund essential city services. Because of pension reform that went into effect beginning with fiscal year 2018, over $834 million has been put to work in the city of Jacksonville, for the city of Jacksonville, rather than diverting to legacy obligations. $834 million. Those funds have allowed us to ensure the city's finances are sound, to keep us safe, and to invest in Jacksonville's future. At the same time, we found a structure for new employees and restoration of benefits eliminated by my predecessors that still provide a strong retirement plan for city workers, including promises made to police and fire rescue personnel. Since July 2015, we have reduced our outstanding debt by over $560 million. That equates to an annual savings of approximately $30 million each year. Reducing debt helps the city appeal to rating agencies and investors and lowers borrowing costs when we go to the capital markets. Stated simply, having lower payments means more money for our city needs. Since I took office, we have increased the city's reserves from less than $130 million in fiscal year 2015 to approximately $347 million in fiscal year 2021. Having strong reserves are critical for Jacksonville's security now and into the future. Most important, it is responsible financial planning that leaves a solid foundation for the mayor and city council that will be in this chamber next July. Another important and sizable investment is to modernize the city's enterprise resource planning, ERP systems, from the old mainframe screens the city had in place for decades. We embarked on a multi-year journey beginning in 2016. These system upgrades, to which we have already allocated $48 million, will bring Jacksonville's reporting, operations, and data management capabilities into the 21st century. As expected, challenges come with such a monumental conversion, but we're confident the improvements made are worth it. My team and I took on the task of shouldering these challenges to pave the way for future administrations and councils. I'd like to thank our hard-working city staff for helping us tackling this challenge head-on. This coming year, I'm making a historic investment in the Capital Improvement Plan budget, referred to as the CIP, which will meet all targets for the next fiscal year and beyond once again, setting up future administrations for continued success. For the second year in a row, the CIP has nearly $500 million in first-year investments, made possible by our taxpayers, wise financial planning from our team, and record growth in Duval County. This year, I've allocated $20.5 million for the renovation or relocation of 7 fire stations, as well as the addition of 1 new fire station in the city of Jacksonville. These investments reduce loss of life and constrain property insurance costs. In response to climate change, this coming year, $10 million is put towards resiliency, $50 million total over the next 5 years. Additionally, we have $86 million for drainage improvements and $28.3 million for river bulkhead improvements throughout the entire city of Jacksonville. There is a major commitment to roadway resurfacing with $26.5 million in year 1 and $116 million allocated over 5 years. Thank you. In addition, I'll take 1 clap as well. In addition, the next fiscal year has $10.8 million in the CIP for sidewalk improvements, $58 million over 5 years. As the shipyards in downtown continue the path to development, the budget extends our Riverwalk to the east near the stadium. This includes $7.2 million in my budget for those improvements and continued investment in facilitating the relocation of MOSH, the Museum of Science and History. Improving and expanding our parks has remained another top priority. That's why I'm proposing $108 million in the next fiscal year and $259.8 million over 5 years. This includes $50 million to be prioritized by you at the City Council Special Committee on Parks and Quality of Life. In addition, I'm committing $15 million for renovations at Met Park, $25 million for the new park at Riverfront Plaza, the previous site of the landing, a demonstration of my dedication to a series of riverfront parks located in downtown Jacksonville and connected by safe public walking paths. I'm also allocating funds for art and entertainment in the city of Jacksonville with $12 million for the Jacksonville Fairgrounds relocation, $5 million for the Jacksonville Zoo, and $5.5 million over 5 years for the Florida Theater. These are just some of the highlights of my commitment to a vibrant artistic and cultural life in our city. My commitment to public safety has never wavered, and once again, that's reflected in this budget. We continue to work to build stronger relationships between law enforcement and the communities they serve. We do that through efforts like community policing, prevention and intervention programs that show care for everyone in our community, that their lives matter. For that reason, this budget has an additional $37.5 million for the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office coming this fiscal year. This brings continued strategic investments in technologies, resources, and personnel for law enforcement to support their mission to serve and protect the people of Jacksonville. Make no mistake about it, the ability to have cops on the street is the most effective tool for neighborhoods to be safe. That is why I added 224 new positions with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office since first taking office. Public safety includes a strong fire and rescue department. That's why we spearheaded the increase of $34.7 million for JFRD. In doing so, we've added nearly 500 new positions within the Jacksonville Fire Department during my time in office, along with 6 new standalone stations, a marked difference from the 1 station that was opened during the previous administration. We've also been able to fund the restoration or relocation of 8 existing stations during my 2 terms. Also, I'm proud to say that Jacksonville Fire Rescue is leading the way in life-saving measures and technology by making it a priority to have at least 1 rescue unit assigned to every single station. Today, every engine, rescue, ladder truck, and marine unit carries all the life-saving drugs and equipment outlined by national standards. With my effort and in concert with JFRD leadership, they are now the largest all-advanced life support department in the country. I also supported the JFRD starting the apprentice program, which has allowed the department to continue to become more diverse and representative of all the people they serve. Because of these investments, our fire department earned the highest possible insurance services office, the ISO rating, for fire safety, Class 1, making us the largest city in the nation with that distinction. As I mentioned earlier, insurance agencies rely on ratings from the ISO to determine risk and to set insurance premiums. This Class 1 rating and other things done by our Jacksonville Fire Rescue Department have saved taxpayers over $100 million in insurance premiums in 2021 alone. With health and wellness investments for first responders, we are making sure that our men and women on the front line have the physical and mental health to take on the job. We are nothing without the men and women who choose to protect and serve. So I've been and will remain committed to them having what they need to fulfill their mission and make it home safely to all of their families. I've said it from the beginning, you cannot be a suburb of nowhere. Since taking office, I've been committed to changing our downtown skyline and seeing downtown Jacksonville meet its potential. Already, we have $2 billion worth of development projects completed or under construction right here in downtown, and we cannot lose that momentum. That's why this budget allocates an additional $100 million for downtown revitalization and related projects. This money will go to major improvements to attract more private investment downtown, enhance the experience for citizens and visitors alike. The St. Johns River is one of our key downtown assets, and developing around it with the addition of a museum and cultural district, Riverfront Plaza, and continued world-class entertainment will be a major driver of growth and development. Jacksonville would not be where it is today without our sports and entertainment venues. Providing space for professional sports and amazing entertainment performances has put Jacksonville on the international stage. That's why this budget provides $36 million to the new Stadium Performance Center approved last year and $25 million to update and upgrade our baseball stadium over the next 3 years. The Kids Hope Alliance has been a dream of mine since taking office. With the help of our community partners, we were able to make it a reality in 2018. Kids Hope Alliance, KHA, has continued to build momentum in its efforts to improve outcomes for thousands of kids living in Duval County. The millions invested in our quality programs have expanded access to critical services and helped more young people achieve their academic, career, and civic potential. Recently, KHA joined the Public Education Fund, Duval County Public Schools, the Early Learning Coalition of Duval County, and the Jacksonville Public Library to found and fund Read Jax, a collaboration promoting early literacy. I, along with Superintendent Dr. Diana Green, have led this countywide initiative to improve third-grade reading scores throughout all Duval County public schools. In the past 4 years, my Youth at Work partnership has helped more than 1,400 students gain critical skills in career development by completing internships with local businesses, nonprofits, and government agencies. This program was started as a summer program, but by the summer of 2020, it was clear it needed to be expanded into a year-long program. Working with Goodwill Industries of North Florida, this has ensured this program will be sustained and successful for generations of young people. We transferred the diversion program from the State Attorney's Office to KHA, fulfilling a key recommendation of the Juvenile Justice Advisory Committee. This is big. This transition made an immediate impact on the youth involved in our justice system. Of the youth who have completed the diversion program administered by the Partnership for Child Health, 94% have not reoffended within 6 months of completion. So this budget provides additional dollars for KHA to sustain that mission. And through KHA's expansion of the full-service schools program, schools have gained additional school-based mental health professionals, resulting in faster, easier access for student needs. A recent 2-year study on the student progress has shown that students who participate in KHA-funded programs had better academic and behavioral progress than those who did not. It was additionally noted that the Duval County Public School students who received KHA programming attended school more often, scored higher on academic assessments, and had fewer discipline problems than peers who did not participate in these after-school programs. Continued investment in KHA means more children reached, more lives changed, which is why the increase in funding I proposed this year's budget is very substantial. Jacksonville is special. We know this for a variety of reasons, but one of these is being home to the largest park system in North America. The city of Jacksonville maintains over 400 public and recreational spaces, ranging from traditional neighborhood parks and community centers to renowned nature preserves. The number of citizens using our parks continues to increase by almost 20,000 people every year. Every year. A major priority for our city and neighborhoods should be investing in these parks and recreational spaces, and this budget reflects that commitment. That's why my administration is committing $108 million to park upgrades and renovations for this fiscal year. I've included over $10 million to replace 60 playgrounds throughout the city, in addition to the 20 new playgrounds already completed. To date, we have begun or completed over 17 large-scale projects, including renovations to the iconic Jacksonville landmarks like Friendship Fountain, the creation of a new shared-use pathways and green spaces along the Emerald Trail in the Villa District, the development of various new parks and dog parks throughout the city, the creation of new hiking and biking trails, and the renovation of historic landmarks like J.P. Small Museum and Stadium. We've planted over 1,200 trees in parks across the city, and we've sponsored public art murals throughout the city's parks. Our river and the surrounding waterways are a national treasure, and preserving our watershed and maintaining a healthy ecosystem that generations of people can enjoy is one of my top investments. What is a good waterway if we can't enjoy it? That's why this budget continues my work to increase access and upgrade public spaces on the water. Like many of you, my family and I enjoy visiting our city's excellent library system. It is important to have clean, comfortable, and engaging spaces to gather, to access information, and to use technology for learning and growth. So you'll see considerable funding for facilities, materials, and public events in this budget. This includes finalizing design and starting construction of a new, much-needed library near Ocean Way, the first new library in our city since 2006. Since first taking office, we have funded 6-day-per-week service at 21 library locations. And since then, nearly 400,000 new library cards have been issued to Duval residents. Many of this came through the launch of the Duval County Public School Student Card, which gives all 130,000 Duval County Public School students a library card for the entire time they are enrolled. These cards enable students to access resources for homework assistance, computers and technology, and fun programs with engaging activities that promote learning. While the library's collection of books, videos, and other materials has increased during our term, the biggest change has been the transition to ebooks, audiobooks, and streaming video. In fiscal year 22, we routinely saw more than 10,000 digital borrowers per week. And over the last 6 weeks, we've set new records of more than 13,000 customers per week. With over 70 meeting and study rooms throughout the library system and a 20,000 square foot conference center at the main library, Jacksonville residents have come together for thousands of meetings and events each year. Furthermore, our public library served a vital role in the city's recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic. First, as a processing center for the mortgage rent utility program that helped people pay their bills when COVID hit their income. And again, by providing space for more than 11,000 people to receive life-saving antibody therapies for free. That was a move that eased the burden on our already stressed hospitals and healthcare workers. It's also important to me and my administration to provide lifelong learning opportunities for people of all ages. The library has helped hundreds of adults who did not finish high school receive their diploma and move on to new jobs or other educational programs. Some experts estimate that each high school dropout can cost taxpayers an average of $300,000 over their lifetime. The fact that our libraries can help reverse this trend is important to all of us, and I'm glad we're going to be continuing this great work. Jacksonville truly is a city on the rise, and if we keep doing the work, the best is yet to come. Before I close, I want to come back to our amazing employees at the City of Jacksonville. The men and women who, despite the significant hardships and uncertainties of the last few years, kept this city running, designed and administered pandemic recovery programs, which boosted the local economy faster than most, and set us up for the success we can build upon today. I'm grateful to all of our city employees, but I want to take a moment to recognize there's thousands of people that work for this city, and I don't get to engage with each of them. But there's a few that I interact with every day. People report up through them and get things done. To my two chief administrative officers I've had, Sam Musa and Brian Hughes, thank you for good work for our city. To my executive assistant, Sharon Conway, I don't know what I would do. Thank you, Sharon. Ty Welsh and Marcus Simpson, JSO Detail, that have been with me since day one. Thank you guys for everything. I want to extend a heartfelt thank you for this opportunity to come before you for the last time and present my vision for the next budget year. I'm grateful to have had the chance to serve alongside each one of you, and I'm optimistic for what our future holds. I also want to thank the people of Jacksonville. This journey started over 7 years ago, knocking on doors, hearing people's stories, understanding their hardships, their joys, and their visions. Thank you for your resilience, your spirit, and your continued strength in the face of adversity. A city is only as strong as the people who live there. We are a city that is finally beginning to realize its tremendous potential because of you, the people of Jacksonville. Thank you.
Amen. Last big one. Congratulations.
I want to thank the mayor for that presentation.